Live from Loudmouth Central, you're listening to Loudmouth Fisticuffs. Hosted by combat sports analyst Joshua Furs and international ring announcer Mr. Live Worldwide Jeff Houston. Half sports show, half comedy show, and half conspiracy show. 100% in your face. So open your ears, shut your mouth, and have a good fucking time.
Cuatro Ocho. For those of you who don't speak Spanish,
obviously you don't.
That's episode 48. Cuatro Ocho.
48.
God bless you. Guys, thank you for tuning in to Knuckle. To Loudmouth Fisticuffs. We appreciate you so much. Smash the like button, smash the share button, smash whatever you got in front of you. Don't do what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing. Smash and pull and tug or whatever you want to do. We're so glad that you let us into your hearts and minds and your souls.
He wants to be in your bed, but there's such things as restraining orders about that.
Well, we just appreciate you. We love it. We love you. I love you, Jeff. I mean that.
Good for you.
From the bottom, not my heart, but I got another special place for you.
Well, great. I don't want to be part of your irritable bowel syndrome. Thank you.
Well, you might.
You might.
Just takes one smell. I am Joshua Furs. This is Mr. Live Worldwide, the one and only. I guess. Jeff Houston.
Riding the edge of a lightning bolt with a silver saddle with the cream of the crop all the way to the top. Yeah.
Ooh, too sweet to be sour. Ladies and gentlemen,
the power.
Brad, what's going on?
Mr. Brad Williams, man, a very loyal follower of Loudmouth Fisticuffs up there in Belfast, New York, helping with the getting everything ready for just, what are we, almost 2 weeks?
Like 2 weeks and a day, I guess we're
15 days. We are T-minus 15 days and counting until the big one. We're talking about the 2020 and 2020. Wow, are we in Dune? Is it like the year 2020, 2025? What I meant to say before my mouth went off on a fucked up tangent. Yeah, there we go. Back it up and reverse it. There we go. The 2020 and 2021 Bare Knuckle Boxing Hall of Fame induction ceremonies. All kinds of fun happening in just 15 days in Knuckletown, USA, Belfast, New York. Too much fun. Can't miss it. Won't miss it.
Yeah, I'm fucking pumped. And by the way, Scott Burt, the owner, your pal, our friend, our close friend of the show, right? The owner of the Police Gazette Boxing Corporation and the Bare Knuckle Hall of Fame. He's going to be joining us tonight. He's on his way.
I don't believe he's the owner of the Police Gazette. I believe that he is a president, and I do not believe that he is the owner of the Police Gazette Foundation. But I do believe that he is. He's one of the head honchos, but I do not believe that he is the owner, if I remember correctly. But
you might be right. Maybe I fucked up.
But he is the owner and operator of the Bare Knuckle Boxing Hall of Fame. I will definitely give credit where credit is due. Hopefully we'll be able to get through an entire conversation without having to talk about footwear or lack thereof. Hopefully so. No promises to our viewing public.
Hey, to the two series podcasters ever.
To the two series podcasters ever. I think he meant serial.
Sexiest. I'll take that.
Well, I mean, you don't deserve it, though.
It's true.
Don't
make me. We got a lot of hits off of this last week. Don't make you what? What are you gonna do? Come on, come out with it. Come on. Don't make me do it.
Come on, pussy. What you got?
I don't want to.
What you got? Go ahead. Bust it out. Go ahead. Scare people away.
I'll say no. I'll save it for later when we need a ratings boost. Then I'll do it.
A ratings boost? Are you sure you've got that vernacular right?
Yeah.
Don't you think it's the other way around?
Yeah. Tell Scott to wake up. I think he might have passed out or something. Passed out in his recliner.
That's what happens when you have an insurer at this hour, man. It just puts you to sleep.
Just puts you out like a baby.
Apparently so.
A lot of things going on in the world. And I want to mention this too right off the top of the hour. Obviously that whole fucking the pipeline got hacked, all that garbage. You know what it is already. It's all over the news.
No, I don't. Please explain.
Well, you know. So the fucking
No, I don't. I haven't been paying attention to the news.
So that pipeline out in Texas, which it supplies gas up to New Jersey, which distributes it to the rest of the East Coast. Okay, they're the biggest distributor of like jet fuel,
natural gas, and
things like that to mainly to the East Coast, mainly specifically to the southeastern coast. So like Virginia, the Carolinas, Georgia, Florida. Okay, those are the biggest, like something like 40-50% of all of our gas, jet fuel, shit like that comes from this one company. Now, the gas is there, right? But it's just kind of sitting because this pipeline was hacked. It completely shut off the fucking access to get to us. That's the problem. There's like a hole in the system. These fucking assholes, okay, and I've talked to people all over the state, and then I've seen pictures all over from Florida, the Carolinas, all that.
These fucking assholes. That's kind of vague. Who are we?
I'm getting there. These assholes that are filling up like 20 fucking gallons of gas beyond their car because they're freaking out. They think that there's this big panic, and they think that it's the end of the world. They think, oh my God, gas shortage, fuel shortage. What am I going to do? And it's only been since Sunday this started. Here we are. We're Wednesday. Guess what? Motherfuckers already got turned back on. Now you got assholes rolling around with 20 fuel canisters full, and there's all the gas stations around here, all over the state, all down the East Coast, are fucking people waiting in line, running gas stations running out of gas. Some of these fucking people, Mike, people filling up plastic bags of gas. Yes. Yes, that's true. There's actually a video of this dumbass lady filling up a fucking plastic bag full of gas.
Why can't she be run over before she leaves the parking lot at the gas station and do the world a favor?
And I shouldn't be surprised, right? I shouldn't be surprised because I know the people.
People always panic before people panic. Cooler heads prevail is not the way of the 21st century. People are always inclined to panic and think the worst. It's sad. It's beyond sad. It's ridiculous. We had the same problem down here when we had our polar vortex. We had the same problem when the pandemic started. People started loading up on gas, buying toilet paper. And the damnedest thing, when we had the polar vortex a couple of months ago, what we started running out of, always something ridiculous, was bread. During a polar vortex, everybody had to buy those loaves of bread. There wasn't a loaf of bread to be found in any Texas grocery store for at least a week.
Yeah, Cody,
well, there should be a limit. Just like that they put during the pandemic on grocery stores, on convenience stores, that there should be a limit per customer. And they should enforce that, especially when something like this happens, because then there's assholes that buy up all this gas. And guess what? They stockpile it at their house, and then they have no reason to do it. And then they want to sell it on the quote unquote black market. I mean, how many gasoline black markets are there really?
AKA Facebook Marketplace is the new fucking black market. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Yeah, the same people that are probably hoarded toilet paper. Probably. I mean, everybody has a routine, right? People, they go to work, right? They pick up their kids from daycare. They go to the gym. Most people have a fucking fairly common routine, right? You know what you're going to do week to week for the most part. So I can't fathom in my fucking brain, how does this change? How does this change all of a sudden? Oh, you better get fuel. Now all of a sudden people are freaking out thinking that they're not going to have enough gas. I could understand if it was like literally, oh, we're out of gas. This is going to be a problem. we're going to be out for the next month. We don't know what's going to happen.
When have we ever been out of gas for a month?
I'm just saying that's what people are acting like, though.
I don't remember a single time in my adult life where I lived anywhere during any kind of tragedy, whatever it may be, even during 9/11. I don't remember there ever not being gas available. Now, we did have a little bit of a gas scare at one point during the pandemic, and it was a little scarce, but for the most part, you could find it if you looked for it.
I mean, that's kind of the same thing here, but a lot of the so I'm close to Richmond. So I'm
Where
kind of
exactly the fuck are you?
I'm like 15 minutes outside of Richmond. I'm not going to give my fucking address on air, but
Well, how about your city? What city?
I'm in Midlothian. So I mean, technically, I guess depending on which
The fuck
sometimes
is Midlothian?
it's a goddamn city outside of Richmond. It's like a suburb of Richmond.
Well, what's so mid about the Lothian?
You got me.
And you live there. Fuck.
You got me.
You fuck.
But so I'm right outside. So like, I wouldn't call it like a metropolitan area, but typical suburbs, right? The lines outside of all the fucking gas stations. Some of these they're as of tonight they closed up. Now, luckily, again, the pipeline restarted about 5 o'clock, so it might take a couple days, but everything's gonna get back to normal. It's gonna get back to fucking normal, and I hope some of these people feel fucking stupid.
There is no normal. There is no normal anymore. Normal, unfortunately, is a term of endearment. It's not something that we're used to anymore. Everybody wants things to get back to normal. It's past that.
Oh, man.
You remember that movie Idiocracy?
I see Scott in the green room. Scott, put clothes on.
That's where
you
we're
got to
headed.
put clothes on before I let you on, Scott. I'm not bringing you on like that.
Absolutely not, because we have so many people tuning in that have already had their dinner. They've already had their dinner and they're not willing to lose their dinner.
We got kids watching, Scott. You gotta put the clothes on, Scott.
Nobody wants to see your wrinkled ass on Facebook Live. Nobody. Especially me. Seriously, I need to put sunblock on my glasses, and even that wouldn't help.
We're having a little fun. Mr. Scott Burt, he's in the green room right now. Mr. Red Rims, what's going on? Brian Maxwell. Scott is naked. Yeah, Scott's he's putting on clothes now. Thank God.
Oh God.
But yeah, he was when Scott signed on, he was in the buff.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
He
vomit.
Thank God you guys can't see it. I can see it because he's in a green room.
Okay.
I can see it.
Gonna vomit.
And
oh God.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Will you stop fucking talking for a second, please? Oh my God.
Catch your breath. Catch your breath.
Just the thought of that, seriously, man. I think I filled up my Kangol with, dreaded sweat.
Catch your breath. And with that said, we joke around. We love Mrs. Scott Burt. Come on. Jeff, you do, Jeff. Come on.
We do.
Come on, Jeff. Just say it.
I think it's a one-way street there, sir.
Just say it.
Say what?
Our pal, the friend of the show, my friend, and Jeff's friend, Mr. President Scott Burt. Let's bring him in. Mr. Scott Burt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there goes that clicker. 7, 8, 9 people watching.
He can't even see the fucking clicker.
You just missed Judy.
Oh, we did.
No, you mean Judy misses me.
She went to the store today.
Okay.
And now, Josh, she knows that when you guys are coming down to the Hall of Fame weekend, you two guys are going to be rooming together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she bought this.
Ooh.
God. Yeah, to hang on the door. Let me see if I can get that there.
Yikes.
It says no dancing.
You've got high expectations on that, Scott. That's not happening.
That's not you two. So that when you're in there, by yourselves, naked, there'll be no dancing.
Now, Scott.
But she got it in the bare knuckle theme. See, how nice is that?
Now, Scott.
Cameras
were you able to fulfill my request
to get a telephoto lens so we can pick up Jeff naked? Yes.
And the extra pillows. Did you get the extra pillows?
I'm going to tell you
Jeff,
something.
No.
Jeff will never be naked in Casa de Burt. Never. Jeff will never be naked. As a matter of fact, knowing your wrinkly ass, man, I got a chastity belt so I can at least know that I'm not going to. Oh, Jeff, I'm sorry. I was sleepwalking.
Josh.
Yes, sir.
Do not sleep on your belly.
No.
Okay.
No, sir.
Well, that's the warning from him, not from me. He's warning you ahead of time.
What's new?
You tell us, Mr. Scott Burt.
Fantasyland, huh?
We heard you have we got this big thing coming up in just about 2 weeks now, man.
I know.
Shut the fuck up, Cody. Team chemistry. We don't need to rock the boat that much. Fuck.
Josh, are you going to put up that poll that you were talking about?
What's that?
Are you putting up that fan survey that you were telling me about?
Well, once you get a fan, then we can put up a survey.
No, it was going to be, who do you really want fans to co-host the show?
Yeah.
Jeff or Scott?
Well, I'm not a co-host. I'm the host, so we don't have a problem there.
Who do you want to host the show?
Well, no, we did a we actually did.
Well, I like the fact how you just changed it midstream.
No, we actually did a private survey just to make it fair and objective.
Survey. Really private. Two people.
Listen, Jeff, I did block you from the survey on Facebook because I wanted to make sure it was objective. Okay. And Mr. Burt, he was voted in. That was I had nothing to do with it. I didn't even vote.
Yep.
And
even though both Jeff and I are both naked from the waist down right now. Hey, there you go. Wow, there goes the clicker. Look at that going.
The clicker is I'm still here. I just 40, don't have to look at you now.
Viewers, 50, 60, 70 viewers now. Oh,
I'm telling you.
30, 10.
What was this? What was this text earlier about? Oh, let's keep it simple. It's Hall of Fame weekend. You can't do it, old man. You can't do it. You can't do it. You can't do it. You can't keep it civil.
I don't have to. I'm old. Look, I got paint on my beard today from painting, getting ready for the Hall of Fame.
Oh my God!
Oh God!
No, I know what you were doing. You were painting and you were setting up your mausoleum.
I was. So right now I
think he really was. He really was.
He sent me a text.
I can't be held responsible for what I say tonight because I got quite a bit of hydrocodone in me right now.
Good.
So it was a hard day work. I almost killed myself in the mausoleum. Now, wouldn't that have been something?
It would have. It would have made this broadcast that much more fun because then we would have had good news.
He thinks he's funny, doesn't he, Josh?
There's no thinking about it.
That was pretty quick. I'll give him that. That was pretty quick.
Quick? Him? I don't think he's quick with it. Never mind. Yeah.
Scott, so
what do you want to talk about?
Well, tell us, man. So obviously with COVID and everything, last year was nothing happened, right?
No,
we couldn't do anything. We got held up. How we know that you've been doing a lot of work up there and getting everything ready, and we see all the updates on social media and everything.
Yeah.
How it must make you feel. Stop it, Jeff. No, seriously. I mean, it must make you feel super. You got to be proud. You got to be, just overjoyed. Seriously, with this coming now. Yep. Like I said, less than 2 weeks away, or a little more than 2 weeks away.
Yeah, there's a couple things that in this whole process, and I've been working on this for, oh my God, since 2008. So it's 13 years. There's been a couple moments that I remember, a couple things I remember in particular. One was when I went to Canastota. I would go there and set up. And after about my first year, I was walking around and introducing myself to people. And Angelo Dundee was there. And I reached out my hand and shook his hand and said, "Nice to meet you, Mr. Dundee. My name is Scott Burt. I'm the president of the Bare Knuckle Boxing Hall of Fame." And he said, "That is in Belfast, New York." So that was a moment for me because here Angelo Dundee knew where we were and had heard about us. The other thing that was a very proud moment for me, Josh, was when Chase Sherman fought Joey Beltran for the world title. And I'm in the ring and I'm holding the Police Gazette Diamond belt. And Chase is coming in holding the American belt. So the entourage on the one side has the American belt. I've got the diamond belt. And just 3 years before that, you could probably count on one hand the people who knew about the Police Gazette belt. So that was a proud moment. And what is nice about this is it's been a year, almost 2 full years since we've had it. And we had just, I think, 2 fighters that were there last time. Please help. He can't stand being silent this long, can he?
He's not a fan of intelligent conversation. He's just not a fan of it.
I know. We all know. So 2 years ago when we had our induction, when it was a very proud moment, and I inducted the very first announcer ever, and that was the man Jeff Houston. There, got a little bit of that. All right, yeah. All right, and there's only a couple fighters there. Now it's been 2 years, and the fighters have gotten to know me, and now we have got 15 of the top-notch fighters are coming to Belfast.
Yeah,
and it's a 2-day event, and I've set it up so nicely so that we can spread out amongst COVID and keep our distance. People are dying to do something.
Yeah.
And I don't think I told you guys, just about 8-9 days ago, Nate Shook called me and said, hey, we've got the tryouts there, which was a big thing to have tryouts in Belfast. He said, we got 70 fighters. And I said, wow.
I've heard it's more than that now. I've heard it's closer to 300.
Out in little old Belfast, don't even have a traffic light. The people are all tickled, right?
I've heard it's more now. I've actually heard it's closer to 300 now.
400.
Jesus.
And so imagine that little town, 400 and their families. Now, they're not all going to come. 400 have registered, but even if just 150 come, but who knows? Maybe they will all come. It's
if we get 200, it's going to be awesome.
They're getting it's a double dip here. It's not just going for the tryouts. They get to see where it all started. Where Sullivan trained for the fight that Sports Illustrated called the Outlaw Brawl that started it all. They get to walk in, stand there. Jeff,
good wordplay on that.
Altogether different. It's just a different experience. I've had Livingston Bramble, Baby Joe Macy, Charles Murray, Leon Spinks. They've all stood there and said it's just a different feeling to see that this is where it all started. So we've got a big weekend planned. It'll be the biggest one we've had. No question about it, even though we're coming off of COVID.
You know what, Brad? You're right. Why am I sitting bitch? I'm no bitch. Put Scott bitch, man. I'm sick of sitting bitch, man. I'm a Texan, man. No. Texans don't sit bitch.
Let's give Jeff 30 seconds to have his ego spread out. Tell everybody how good he is.
It's not a question of.
Oh, I hit the wrong button. Whoa. Whoa.
Did Jeff do that?
I don't know what to do, Scott. I hit the wrong button.
Oh my God.
Well, I guess we'll just have to. The show must go on.
Oh my God.
Elvin Brito, what's up, my man?
Get me the there we go.
I'm so sorry, Jeff. I hit the wrong button.
There we
go.
No,
you did not.
Now.
Yes, you are.
Can you move him over just a little bit more?
I can smell your breath from here.
Which way, Scott? Which way? Like this?
Hey, get me back over there.
No.
Get me back over there. There we go. That's better. What? Hey, no. Well, I don't give a shit about that.
There we go.
Elvin,
I don't give a shit about that.
One of the 15 fighters that's coming. Ask him why he's gonna make that trip all the way from Puerto Rico up to the Hall of Fame. I mean, it's just a special thing. And we've made Belfast, actually, I want the fighters to view Belfast as their home.
Yeah.
They're always welcome. They can always come, can always bring their families. And I like this setup. Can you make Jeff a little bit smaller?
That's impossible. That's impossible.
Oh, jump in the pool.
Yeah, right. My pool's always warm. My pool's always warm.
I'm so excited. Got a lot of stuff. I can run down the things we've got.
All right. Now, before you do that, I do have a question. We're getting serious here for a second, so no bullshit for a second.
About 30, maybe 2 minutes, but
I'm going to try for 3.
Yeah,
I'm going to try for 3 minutes. I know that that's a tough proposition, but I'm still going to try nonetheless. The question that I have to ask you is that how are we spreading out the induction ceremony from 2020 to 2021? Are we just doing it all at one long shoot, or are we having breaks in between from the 2020 class to the 2021 class? Because there's quite a few people. There's quite a few people to induct.
There is. Good question. We've moved it, first of all, from that small building to a bigger building now that will seat up to 400. So therefore, I want to have, maybe about 2 1/4 in there tops, so we can spread out and have our distance. We are doing it in one show, quote unquote show, but to break it up, I'm having people talk a little bit less, but I'm having more people talk. You, Jeff, I'm going to ask you to actually induct Sean Wheelock.
Yes.
I've got Tommy Schoaf is actually going to assist me in giving Leonard Garcia his Gem Mace Award. Dana Brooks, WWE superstar, is going to help me by announcing who's going to be on William Muldoon's Wall of Fame, All-Star Wall of Fame. So I'm going to call up a lot of people. Bill Clancy's going to talk. I still up in the air, but my keynote speaker might be Mike Einber. Mike Einber was Kimbo Slice's manager. He's one of the ones. He got Kimbo started in the street fight, and he's trying to bring Kimbo Slice Jr.
Baby Slice.
Yeah, Baby Slice. Yep, Kevin Ferguson Jr. And so that's how I'm going to do it. Jeff, is break it up a little bit. Now I might put a couple auction items up in the middle of it to break it up, a couple raffles, this or that.
An intermission is probably going to be a good idea too, at least at one point.
Might, but I think once we get flowing,
I guess it just depends on the flow.
Yeah. I think once we get flowing, it'll be fine, because we do have to be out. I want to be done by 1:30.
Well, what time does it start?
About noon, so about an hour and a half. And I
think we could get all that done inside of an hour and a half.
I'm a pro, baby. I'm a pro. Yeah.
Okay. That's a bold statement. I don't remember you being a pro at anything, but that's okay.
But yeah, I can move it right along. It'll be nice.
I always have to tell him to step off, because he always tries to hog up the camera when I'm in position ready to announce either at the decision. He's always like getting close, and I always have to ask him to step aside and everything. He's a camera whore.
Separate checks, please.
Mr. Separate Checks, please. Thank you very much.
And it's going to be put on by Stearns. Stearns is our big one of our big suppliers of outstanding barbecues, chicken barbecue they were going to have, and so our local people are going to do that. That was a problem, because with COVID you can't have a buffet. What are we going to do? And so Stearns stepped up and said that they will help us out, and they'll pre-cook everything and bring it in, and we'll be able to just disperse it and eat that there. Then while people are still finishing up is when we'll start.
Okay. All right. So
that answers that question.
All right. So now that we have a better idea of what's happening with the 2020 and 2021 class, what about the additional festivities that will be taking place once 1:30 has concluded and everybody's out of the building, ready to have some fun? What goes on next?
Well, that's on Saturday. So if I want, can I back up on Friday and tell you what's going on?
You may.
All right. And again,
Shut up, Josh.
This is our first fundraiser in 2 years. So the entire weekend, Friday and Saturday, all the events together cost a total of a whopping $55. So you get it all for $55. So that's pretty cool. And we've sold over 125 tickets so far.
There you go.
Yeah, so
there you go.
That's pretty good. We started on Friday at 5:30. We're going to have a car show. I was expecting maybe, if I'd get 5 or 10 cars, but it looks like we're going to have a big number of cars. The car show people want to get out.
Yeah, call Sal. Let's get some cars down there.
There's no charge. There's no charge for any of the cars to come. The town's already gonna agree to block off the street in front of the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
If we get more, we'll block off more streets. My plans are to give every boxer or person of importance, that would I guess be Houston.
That really hurt, didn't it?
Yeah,
that really hurt. There was pain in your voice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I know. An item, whether it be a Harley Davidson brick, a T-shirt, travel mug, something along those lines. And as you're walking through, and for one reason or another, you see a car that really catches your eye or reminds you of your youth, or you like the person who's, the person's personality, you'll be able to give them the item. And, if you start to see one person that's getting 5 or 6 items, well, then you go to somebody else and give them something. So everybody's got it.
So you're telling me that somebody is going to end up being the quote unquote, and Josh will get this reference, the Virgil of the car show.
Yeah.
Josh understands the reference.
Because see, they usually have raffles where you draw, but I thought, wouldn't this be nice? And then they get to meet the boxers and the dignitaries and get their picture taken. And so we'll do that. And then about half an hour after that starts, I'm going to give a tour of the Hall of Fame. And as soon as we're done with the tour of the Hall of Fame, and you're going to...
How are the offices looking?
Everything's looking great.
I haven't seen them. I haven't seen them in 2 years, so I'm interested
a
to
couple
see.
of guys started today. Brad and Josh started as far as working on the fence.
I was just about to say, how's Josh doing?
Yeah, he's doing great.
Yeah,
he's doing great. Can't wait for you guys to come up there. And then afterwards, right after that, we have a bar pulling contest. And that's going to be a lot of fun.
Explain that to everybody a little bit, the particulars on that.
We had the first one, I'd say maybe 7 or 8 years ago, and haven't had one since. But it was very popular. Right across the street from the Royal Hall of Fame is the Mennonite Church. Well, that's what it is now. But back in the day of Sullivan, it was a bar. And Muldoon had to periodically leave. And when he would leave, he would tell the barkeeps not to serve Sullivan. Well, Sullivan got thirsty and went in there and asked for a drink anyway. They wouldn't serve him, so he grabbed the bar, ripped it off its stanchions on the floor, out into the street and down the street. He was so mad. Later on, when Muldoon came back, and of course the whole town was full of reporters. He found out what he had done, and they told him the story of what had happened, and they told Muldoon the story of what happened when they went in and talked to the barkeep. The reporters said to the barkeep, "Weren't you afraid of Sullivan?" And he said, "Oh no, we're way more afraid of Muldoon." Because back then a wrestler could take a boxer at any time.
Sure. Oh yeah.
So now what we've had Brad has made up for us a fake but heavy bar on skids. It's going to have maybe a 20-foot rope, and they'll pull it much like a horse pull. You pull it so far, and then if everybody pulls it, great. Then the next step is we put weight on it, and then pull it again until we get a winner. The first time we did this, to no surprise, an Amish boy won.
Oh, of course. I mean, that's not work for him.
No, he just kind of giggled as he saw everybody trying to move it along.
We're all spoiled with our modern conveniences.
Yeah.
And then he's churning butter.
Then we're going to go over to the fire hall because they'll be.
Before you go on, I want to go ahead and I want to ask you something about the bar pull and what is the overall weight of the bar minus when you start adding weight on? What is the weight?
We haven't ever weighed it, but it feels like it's maybe 200 pounds or more.
And our Amish champion. How much weight did he have on their total?
We had 3 ladies. And I think 8 cinder blocks on it.
3 women and 8 cinder blocks, and he
something
pulled that
along
himself.
those lines. Yeah.
Ooh.
What kind of ladies we talking about, Scott?
Are we talking hefty ladies or? Wow, that's impressive. That's impressive, and he said he was just giggling at everybody else.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man. But I'm not sure what we're going to have for an award this time. Someone tells me that might be getting a case of Sam Shoemaker's Hillbilly beer.
I want to try that. The Hillbilly Hammer IPA.
Yeah. That might be for the winner or something. We'll see.
Yeah, I saw that.
Then, after that, what we're going to do, Jeff, is we're going to hop over to the fire hall. They'll be setting up for the street dance, but we're going to go, and the awards place behind them is going to be all set up, and I'm going to give out the William Muldoon Appreciation Awards.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I think that the fighters like about me and what I do is that they're not.
Well, it's not your shoes.
They're not used to being honored.
Yeah.
As they should be. And that's what I'm all about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this all costs. I don't make money on this. Everything is just really to honor them and to honor history. No questions asked. That's all I do it for. So, and I thought about it. I thought, you know what? These fighters, I know that relationship between fighters and trainers, and they never get a chance to publicly say thank you and mean it.
Yeah.
And so I'm providing an award for each one of them to give to their trainers, and I'm paying for that. And that is going to be, and you're the first ones that are going to know about it. It's going to be one of the 20-inch Bowie knives, and it's got a special tag on it that says, given to my trainer by the fight, given to a trainer by the fighter for the William Muldoon Appreciation Awards.
Oh, that's cool.
Each one of those fighters will be able to stand up and have a few words to say and thank their trainers, as it should be. And it's kind of a cool, it's a cool display item. That's for sure. And some of them have got more than one trainer, and that's okay. That's okay too.
Let me let you know something, Scott, before you go on, because I know how you are in public. I know that you love to throw those zingers at me in public. You did it at the 2019 Hall of Fame, and I am letting you know ahead of time. You throw those zingers in there, I'm prepared. I'm fucking prepared for you.
I won't do it.
What?
Yeah, I saw that little wink.
You know what? I want to say something too, Scott, because I know we all joke around and stuff, but
we do.
We joke around, we have some fun, but in all serious, man, it's hearing your passion and hearing you talk about it's you do a thankless job.
Well, it's inspiring.
It's a thankless job. Not a lot of people, the sacrifices you make, the money you put into it. A lot of people don't know. They think it just happens. Like it's just magic, right? Like a magic wand.
I had to put 100,000, Josh, into saving those barns. And when I restored those barns, and I'm a retired school teacher, when I restored those barns, when it needed a nail, we hand cut them so they're square nailed to match the original 1800s and rusted them. If it needed a board, I went out.
I remember you told us that.
I went out and found a 140-year-old board.
Yep.
I mean, it looks just like.
It's a spot match. It's a spot match.
Yeah, when it was back then. So it's a passion. Yeah, but I do get thanked. And it's the small, very, very, very small things that mean a lot to me. Like someone will slap me on the shoulder and say, "Oh man, hey, thanks for everything that you do." Or I'll see a smile on that fighter's face when they get an award. Or they told me there's nothing like having the Police Gazette medallion around their neck and knowing that their name is going to go into leather-bound books in the offices, and that it's going to be there for generations. And it makes me feel good just to see that. And I tell you, the other thing is that I've already mentioned it. People did not know about how important the Police Gazette was. They just had to be re-educated.
His AOL is running out.
In your own hometown, and you don't go to that, right? Because it's no big deal. But Belfast now knows that they are a big deal. So, yeah.
Well, like I said, I just
so, we're gonna have.
No, I was just gonna say, man. Before we get, I see what you do, man, and I know Jeff fucks around, but I look up to you, man.
That's all it is.
You know?
Just fucking around.
Yeah,
Scott and I are dear friends.
I look up to you, man. I see everything. Like when I see somebody who shares, I can see that energy and that passion, and that's what. Obviously not in a weird way, but like that attracts me to people, that energy and that passion. Sure. And I see it in you, and I see it in Jeff, and I see it in several people, and it just what you do inspires me. I mean, for real, wholeheartedly.
You've seen the pictures of the awards that we give out; they're top notch.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Who in their right mind is going to take a day and a half to 2 days to make a display for Beck Rowling's tooth? Come on.
Well, no, that was
nobody.
No, it was. Good. That's a nice case. That's a nice case that you made for that. Absolutely.
Thanks. The other things we're going to do then is we're going to have the street dance, and we're going to have a spin for awards. I've got this thing where it's kind of a casino thing. It's got numbers on it, a big spinner, and you put down a chip or something, and I'll spin. And whatever number comes up, you get to choose some kind of a gift I've got up there, whether it be a shirt, a mug, a knife, something like that. So it's a fundraiser. That'll be fun to do. And then the street dance is going to go on simultaneously. And then after that, we're going to have a ghost tour at 11 o'clock at night of the Hall of Fame. Jimmy Holmes did not believe in ghosts until he trained there. And he's got some, oh my God, he got stories. And that'll be fun, and that'll be it for Friday. Maybe afterwards have a bonfire or something like that.
Scott, let me pause you. Pause you, Scott.
Yeah.
Vince wants to know. There's been some debate about who the actual lineal PG champ is. What's the word?
What's the debate?
Who is the lineal Police Gazette champ?
I don't believe that we have one as of yet, do we?
Lineal.
I mean, you're talking about
our champion.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, they're asking a lineal. I mean, I don't think it's been around long enough for there to be a lineal as of yet, unless Joey would be the closest thing that we have. Yeah.
That would be my guess.
Yeah.
Well, Joey and Luis, because they're both diamond belt holders.
Well, you got to go, but you got to go by their weight class. If you're going to go,
of course,
heavyweight.
Yeah.
Then you go Sullivan.
No, of course, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, and you got Joey, now. Now we did have an American belt, but when you're talking lineal world champion, you just go with a diamond belt on that. Yeah. But but the very first diamond belt the Police Gazette gave out since Sullivan was Beck Rawlings.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So I guess that she would have been the first lineal 100 and was it 25 or 45 pound champion? Is 25, right?
25.
Yeah, 125. So she was our first lineal champion.
Well, if you go like
actually, no. Actually,
you said gotta stay within your weight classes.
Now, when we're talking about the lineal, are we talking about the lineal overall with the Police Gazette and the BKFC world title, or are we just talking about the overall Police Gazette lineal?
Well, we're two different things.
No, I know that. I know that. It's just some people, when they say lineal world champion, it would be
easier to ask Vince, what does he mean by that? Well, who are the two people he's thinking that there's confusion over? And that way I can answer that question.
No, Vince, he's Tyson. You're saying Fury is a lineal champion? Not yet, because there's one belt that's still eluding him. The lineal champion has to have them all. I mean, the overall definition of a lineal champion is somebody who has all the belts within those organizations. So as of right now, it would be Joey Beltran would be the lineal world heavyweight bare knuckle boxing champion.
I'm not recognizing anybody else.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
I guess the buck stops here, doesn't it?
Yeah, I would think so, because I mean, if you look at it from any other perspective, there's nobody else who could claim that.
But as long as Vince is there, I want to thank him for his donation. He donated Jason Knight's wraps from the Artem Knight 2 fight, and they're on display. And I've got a nice case for them. I pictured them the other day too. Thank you, Vince.
And I have something to give you, Scott. I actually have something to give you.
Don't say that on air.
I'm going to say it on air, because it's going to be all packaged. It's going to be coming with me.
All right.
I have finally decided to donate the first jacket that I wore at BKFC to the Bare Knuckle Boxing Hall of Fame. So the silver the silver jacket that I wore at BKFC 1, that will be a donation to the Bare Knuckle Boxing Hall of Fame.
Oh, very, very nice. We got a little hole in the wall there to catch that draft coming through, right, Josh?
See, here I am actually trying to do something nice, and you just have to keep going.
You know what, Jeff? Yeah, I've got the shoes in there with your picture on them.
Yeah, you wore them. You wore them to Birmingham.
Yeah, I did, baby. I did. Thank you, Jeff. That's very nice. I know you've talked about that. That'll be very nice.
I didn't know exactly when was the proper time, but with all the festivities and everything that's taking place, and how how important everything is this time around, because the fact that we're hitting up 2 years of inductees, this is the right time. This is the right time to give that a proper home and make that a part of history, because I mean it is, and it's a very special jacket to me, so it belongs in a special home.
I don't know, people don't realize really how much work it is putting this together. Unless you put an event together, you don't know. As I'm getting older, I'm wondering, do I do this every 2 years, or I do it every year? And so that's something I'm playing with. I want to see how it goes this year.
Could you please stop jacking off your beard?
I'm trying to cover up the pink spot.
You're either jacking off or milking your beard. Seriously, I'm expecting for you to shoot milk out of there, man. There you go. Oh, now you just look retarded.
You can't say that on air, Jeff. That'll get us shut down.
Who
can't say that word,
Who's
Jeff.
going to say that? Facebook jail? Oh no, I guess we're off to Instagram then.
So
shut us down, Jeff.
So what'd you say, Josh? What's going on Saturday morning? Glad you asked.
There you go.
On Saturday morning at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
At 10 o'clock, I'm going to give a tour of Apollo Creed's ring.
Yep.
From Rocky 2, and also I've worked with the United States Postal Department and have a special cancellation stamp for our official postcards, and it'll say Knuckletown USA on it, and have a picture of our medallion.
Everybody gonna sign it?
Yep, and we'll have postcards. This will be the front of the postcard like this, and then the back will be plain. But I've also got some there was vintage 32-cent stamps of a couple of the fighters that salute me, their name, which ones they are for sure. Joe Louis was one of them, and I bought those. I've spent a year collecting them, and so each one will have 2 of those stamps on it, and they'll be canceled. So I have a boxing stamps on the back, and you can actually drop it in the mail and mail it out to anyone you want.
Wow.
But I also have people autograph them too. Well, I'll line them up, and all the inductees and honorees will autograph them. And then we're going to go down to the Police Gazette offices. I'm going to give a tour there. The fighters will love to see the huge leather ledgers that I've made up. One for the Hall of Fame inductees, the other one for recordings of their numbers and their medallions that they get and I'll show them where they're normally stored, and that's in a massive walk-in vault.
Love the vault.
That takes everything you got to open it up.
The acid vault.
Yeah, it's been it had point. I forget what it was called. What it was. Something that breaks. It got the gas that kills you. Cyanide. That's it.
Cyanide. It wasn't. It wasn't acid. It was cyanide. Yeah.
That they would activate at night because it was a bank at one time, and if you broke into it, it would kill you. They find you dead in the morning. But that's deactivated. Yeah. Then we're going to go over and have a meet and greet, followed by fist impressions. and the fist impressions will be going on at the same time during the meet and greet. Where the
and no, that's not what you think it is, Jeff. It's not what you think it is.
See, I didn't say anything. You're the one with the dirty mind.
Honorees and inductees will actually impress their fist.
You need like a Hollywood Walk of Fame. You need to have a section of that where they can go ahead and put their fist impressions, like, you know, have that fresh concrete. That would be real cool.
That would be.
Yeah, cool. If you could have something like that close to the barns.
Get to that. We were
doing
that'd be cool.
Actual
fist castings in the past, but that takes a lot of time. At least half an hour per fist casting. And I was trying to think of something quicker, and just a sheet of clay and pressed in, and then Pete Bryant, who's my official potter, will of the Hall of Fame, will turn them into something cool, and so that's what we're doing there. And then we have the induction, and then the awards, and I'll give another tour after that while the tryouts are starting. Now the tryouts are going to be pretty cool. They're going to be in 5 different places and all spread out.
5 different places?
5 different places. And they'll be spread up into 5 equal groups. And Nate Shook will be putting the people he wants in each spot. And then the groups will rotate. So it'll be in the Methodist Family Church where we had our induction last time. It'll be another station will be in the fireplace. I got 2 tents, one by the Hall of Fame. I got one by the Rocky Ring outside, and then the Rocky Ring itself will be the other one. And that would be very cool. And Nate tells me that will go from about 2 to about 6:30. So people will just be all included, no extra cost. It's come spend the day in Knuckletown, USA, and get a feel. I was just over there today, guys, and they've already got the whole street, every pole, every single telephone pole has got a Hall of Fame flags on it. It looks really cool. So we got that. We got our big banners up for Knuckletown, USA, and we're working on some special signs, sandwich signs to go all throughout town. I know Dan Merigliato, when he was here and inducted, he said, "Oh my God," he said, "this whole town turns out for this." And they are a very proud town, and they should be. Any belt anyone's ever seen owes its existence to ours. And Burt Sugar, who helped me put this together and guided me, said, "Scotty," says, "Gee, I wonder if you know what you got there." I said, "What?" He said, "Well, not only do you have the only standing structure that I know of in the world where bare knuckle boxer trained, and it was locked up for 130 years and with his equipment, and it had just happened to be John L. Sullivan." And that was really cool, guys. The long story extremely short, in 1969, my mom, who was the best genealogist in the area, took me in and gave me a tour with Pat Patterson, and he was 9 years old with Sullivan. So I literally shook the hand that shook the hand. And he gave me the tour of the whole place and showed me where Sullivan was locked down. I've got the handcuffs where he was locked down when he had too much to drink, and Mrs. Muldoon wouldn't let him into the house. I've got the jug from when we moved it, and up underneath the rafters in the cell where it was jammed in, where the local patriots would put whiskey for him so he could get to it at night. There is so much here. It's unbelievable.
You know, something's
really cool.
I'm thinking about something because we always have these awesome bonfires at Scott's house
Saturday night.
And I'm going to tell you what, Scott, I think that this is probably appropriate. I think I'm going to bring my I'm going to bring my long pipe.
Yes.
I think sitting out by the bonfire and having my long church warden pipe, man, and having that just seems
reason to be careful when you go to bed at night.
We're talking about a tobacco pipe. Whatever pipe you choose to smoke at night.
You're talking about certainly not long. If it's not.
Yeah, you wish. All I have to do is turn sideways and you're slapped. Please.
One eye open with you.
Here I am. See, I can't get shit out anymore. You know, he asked to go ahead and put up the fucking white flag, and yet here he is, like a little fucking kid, you know, poking barbs and jabs. What the fuck can I do, Josh?
So Saturday night we're having a big we'll have a big bonfire, and then Sunday, for those people that are still here, we kind of have a quote unquote after party. In the past, we've gone to Pollywog Hollow, which is 1960s out in the middle of the woods.
So
they're closed down now, and I've tried to find something different. What can I find different? Well, in Olean, which is 40 minutes away, is Rock City Park, and Sullivan actually visited and stayed there for a couple nights when he trained. The place he stayed is no longer standing, but the attraction is still there. And what it is you walk down these steps, and there are these massive rocks, and they are 3, 4, 5 stories high, and they're balanced one on top of another. You got to squeeze through some of them. It's just a sight to see. And we'll have hamburgers and beers and just kind of because a lot of people are from the middle of the city and don't get a chance to see things like that. So that will be our Sunday. And I'm so excited and so glad you two guys are coming, and so glad, unbelievably glad that you're going to postpone a little bit and have your 50th show right from Sullivan's barns.
That's right.
It was cool. And I tell you, there's nothing like that. There's nothing like that when I open up those barns to get in there and restore them, knock the cobwebs away.
And that smell. 14
cats, all rotten wood hanging down to your chin, knock the cobwebs away, and holy crap, there's all of his equipment.
Wow.
Unbelievable. And 4 different times on my back porch, I have received a big box of memorabilia that over the years had been taken out because it was owned by the church. The priest wanted to get rid of it, so he would try to give it to people, and then those people passed away. And I got notes that said, my grandfather had these. We never knew what to do with them. Thank God you got that barn, and here, I want to give them back to you. So I had Indian clubs, which is the improper name for them. They're actually called swing clubs. And I had a shot put, barbells, small barbells,
like Iron Sheik style, where he used to
yes
that mess.
From 1900 to 1920, they were an Olympic sport. And the United States won all the time. They were the number one way of exercising. And
you should see the heavy bag.
I got the ones that Sullivan ran with. He would run 15 to 20 miles with them.
And the heavy bag. Talk to him about that.
Oh,
huge.
Yeah,
oh man, that's
original heavy bag upstairs.
Original heavy bag. Oh, is it upstairs now?
Yeah, it is, because and then downstairs is that leather one that was there before. But
the real big heavy leather one.
The old one hanging, and people want to hit the hell out of it. And so I took that down because I didn't want to have to babysit it. And I had a vintage leather one made that looks like it could be from the 1800s, and people can pop that pretty good if they want to. But there's so many things in there. That there's I know exactly where he sat when Nellie Bly, the famous reporter, interviewed him. We have the table where his entourage sat. We have the area where he showered. We have oh my gosh, upstairs we discovered Muldoon's original surround of his wrestling mat. And that is, I get just as many people coming for wrestling to see where that started.
Oh, the wrestling room is awesome.
Yeah. And then the room of repose, which would belong in anybody's luxurious home, all inlaid wood. That's where they sat. And I've got
is the rub down room still upstairs?
The rub down room is upstairs. They made him do a standing rub down.
I'm sorry, the what room?
Shut up, Josh.
Yeah. Sorry, Josh. That's upstairs there, not upstairs at my house where you'll be staying. Although that could be the rub down room.
Oh,
there it is again. There it is again. Yeah. So that's it. Thanks for letting me run down everything that's going on. We got all kinds of sponsors this time. And the other telltale sign that people want to help is I had businesses sponsor the events for $300 a piece. And they said, you know what, Scott? You haven't got to put my logo on it or anything. I just want to help.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Things like that. Last time someone shook my hand and I pulled it back with a piece of paper, and it was a check for $500 just to help, because these things are 140 years old and they continue to need maintenance all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I don't go asking for anything. People just realize. that it's something they can do to help out. The Farwell family bought the entire fence all the way around it for us and gave it to us. So yeah, it's a passion of mine. Certainly, it's a passion of mine. But I'm a child of Ali and Frazier times, and I've seen so many boxers over the years get abused, taken advantage of, and all that kind of stuff.
Belfast, New York Tutors. Belfast,
not Canastota, Belfast. Yeah, Belfast, New York.
I just want to give them their proper dues as well. So.
Well, and we all know that, and we know how the fighters feel when they're in the winner's circle, and they have the medal draped around their head, and you see the many bare knuckle veterans that we have that come to the show with their bling, bling, especially Reggie. Reggie loves wearing all of his medals, man.
Reggie and Lorenzo wear them all the time.
Yeah. So now they've each got 5 now. They've each got 5 now, right?
Last time one of them put them all on before I gave them the next one.
They've each got 5 now, right?
I don't have the count in front of me.
Oh no, Reggie's got 6.
No, Reggie's got 6. Reggie's got 6, and Lorenzo now has 5.
I told those guys it's not like Monopoly. You can't take them and trade them in for a house.
I mean, they haven't hawked them as of yet, so that's a good thing. I mean, they didn't go the route of John L. Sullivan trying to hawk the jewels off the original belt.
Guys, if you open up their closet, those guys, their closets are packed full of awards from everything they've done, but they obviously cherish those Police Gazette ones because they go way back to the 1800s, and they know the history and they know the importance of
the mold of the medal alone is historical. Is historically significant.
Yep, I got that. I had that specially made from the original mold that was I found from the 1850s. And
Scott, what is the official appraisal on the Diamond Police Gazette belt? What's an appraisal you've gotten on it?
Buying it or renting it?
I'm buying it. But
I would assume an appraisal would be the cost of it.
What would I guess? Yeah. What would someone say it's worth if you had somebody, if you took it to get appraised, or maybe even if you don't know that, just for hypothetical purposes, how much would you sell it for?
Well,
hypothetical.
Let me answer it by not answering it, and that is, guys, I get absolutely no help on those belts. I pay for them all myself, and everyone they get to keep them. I want to make sure they get to keep them so that when they're 80 in their rocking chairs, they can pull it out. They don't have to give them back if they lose or anything like that. So if I was to tell you how much they cost and all of that, that all comes out of my own pocket, and I'd rather not do that.
Yeah, no. No. That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
But to kind of answer your question, those are real diamonds. That is real sterling, and that is real silk, and those are custom made medallions, and we have a copyright on those too. Yeah.
He says I can rent it.
Rent it, yeah. We will rent.
Sure, it's available for birthday parties and bar mitzvahs.
That's right, but just like Blockbuster Video, late fees if you're late bringing it back.
The only thing I couldn't pull off that I really wanted to pull off was I was called down to the Smithsonian about a year ago to look at their belt and to verify what it was that they had. It was the Boston belt, but it wasn't the original one. It was the one made for the expo. And they said, Scott, anytime you want it, just let us know and put it on display, and we'll get it to you on display. But with COVID, I couldn't get that done because they don't come in a lot, and you need a 8-month advance notice.
And, well, yeah, I mean, I understand that for security reasons, of course.
They showed me all kinds of stuff down there. Yeah.
That could be something you can plan ahead for the next one. You know?
Absolutely, because that would be enough advance notice, and you'd be able to get the proper, so it wouldn't be considered any kind of a liability.
Right.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, we have to have security and all that on it.
Of course.
The original.
It's a national treasure. It's a national treasure.
Back then it was $10,000 to make it solid gold.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah. Just amazing. I was honored that they showed it all to me. It was a private tour. You know what, the Smithsonian, if you guys have ever been there, they only have one 50% of what they own on display.
No,
Yeah,
I know.
I did know that. Yeah.
Is it crazy?
They went down there after done with that, and they pulled out drawers. It was amazing. Pulled out one drawer. There's 3 shirts in it, or 3 pieces of garment in it. It was the puffy shirt from Seinfeld.
Yep.
Wow.
Next to Mr. Rogers' red sweater. Next to Cheryl Teague's famous, not Cheryl Teague's, Farrah Fawcett's famous swimsuit.
Just chilling.
Just sitting there. Then he reaches down this big drawer and opens it up, pulls out a couple instruments. And one was Dizzy Gillespie's horn.
Wow.
And we walked by and there was a stand there. I said, a music stand. I said, what's that, Gershwin's? He goes, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, like just as a matter of fact. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Didn't you also see Harrison Ford's? Did you see Harrison Ford's leather jacket from Raiders?
Yes, and his hat. And
that's cool.
Just amazing stuff.
That's cool.
Just amazing.
That's really cool.
That's fun.
But God, I mean, you've seen the enormity of the Smithsonian. I mean, you can't see everything in a week.
Oh, you can't. Oh, and I presented them, and they now have a Police Gazette medallion in the Smithsonian.
Do they have? Oh my God, Josh, can we get New York Tutors barred from here?
I mean, I could, but I'm not. I can put him in timeout.
Yeah, put him in timeout.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Slap
I don't
on
want
the
to
New York Tutors.
I don't want to do that.
Obviously, with Playgirl, he didn't have any trunks. Yeah, Jeff, you would know that. There, I beat you to the punch, you jackasses.
White flag.
Yeah,
White flag.
yeah, right. Yeah, right, Scott. You're just holding back just to save face. I got it.
I don't know. But I tell you, man, for real, I'm really, really, really genuinely excited for all this. I can't wait, man.
Josh,
we're gonna have fun.
Let me just ask you off the cuff question, real simple. Why? Why? No, why are you excited to come up to it?
Okay.
Say that one more time.
Why are you excited? Why are you excited to come up to Belfast?
What
draws you?
Yeah, so I'm kind of a history nut anyway. I mean I have a terrible memory, which is why I like history. It's kind of a oxymoron, I guess, but I love history, and of course I have a passion for the sport, man, and everything that's up there, and just I just want to be around that old energy, all that old stuff. It's just so fucking cool, man. And just, I think it's going to be so awesome having all the fighters there and all their families and all that positive energy, coming into one place, because everybody's there for, a common goal and
the greater good, the greater good.
Yeah.
They're fighting, which is really interesting. And Bill Clancy commented on it. Is that none of them are working. None of them are fighting.
Yeah.
They're just there to relax, and you get to really see them.
Yeah.
There's no front put up.
Nope.
This is the induction.
You better tell Brandon Lambert to chill the fuck out, though.
There's not going to be a problem. This is different altogether. There's not going to be, think of 2 fighters who don't like each other. That's not going to happen.
Right.
That's it. Not here.
No, we're on hollow ground. We're on hollow ground.
It's different here. You leave all that crap at home. I understand that that's good for fights and good for promotions and things like that, but this is not the place.
They can break kayfabe here.
This is not the place.
They can break kayfabe here, right, Josh?
No, I agree. If there's a hollow ground, Belfast is it.
Oh, absolutely. Because once again, it's putting on display, and it's also recognizing the greater good of bare knuckle fighting from yesteryear to modern times. And the fighters can, they can see the path that was behind them that will help lead to the path that's in front of them. And that's an interesting part of their journey. Yeah. Honestly, I think a lot of people are going to be inspired. I think a lot of fighters that didn't know what Knuckletown USA was until Scott started talking about it, they come down there and they take a look at that. I think that you are going to see an inspiration like none other for these fighters.
I've told them all bring their running shoes, bring their gear. They can, I'll show them the path. They can run the exact path Sullivan ran.
Yep.
Now, Josh, you were a wrestler, is that right?
That's right.
So And Muldoon, of course, undefeated wrestler, Greco-Roman wrestler, so good that he was allowed to actually just hand-pick his successor. And of course, he was the first one ever to think that the physical culture meant anything. Went on to train Houdini, President Roosevelt, President Taft. So as a wrestler, let's say you're in your prime, and the only thing you ever thought about was wrestling. And remember those days? Right? So go in. So I take you into Muldoon's place and give you his medicine ball that he owned, and let you pick it up and throw it back and forth with your partner, with your friend. Now that's the
Jeff. Jeff.
That's the kind of feeling that people get when they're in there. Imagine these fighters; they get to actually pick up his and do a couple curls with
do some reps.
It's
pretty wild to think about being in the same space that they were.
That's right. And I've got pictures of him in there, so you can stand exactly where he stood.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's just altogether different.
It is
crazy,
very
man.
unique. It's very
Belfast
unique.
leaves an impression on you.
And you're right. You're right, Josh. I do show a lot of passion when I give the tours.
Yeah,
and
he does.
And why wouldn't I? It's what I do day in and day out.
Yeah.
And people say, well, how do you know about the history? And I guess I'm considered the top historian of the Sullivan era. I said, well, how do you know so much about what you do every single day? Because you do it every single day.
Does it even feel like work anymore, Scott, or is it just kind of?
No, but now I'm getting into the fine points. I learned when I first gave tours that I got so many fine points that I can bore the hell out of people.
Right.
But on my own, I still want to know the fine point. Like the other day, I took forever and I researched the exact day and the exact time that Sullivan made it into Belfast. And then I wrote it down, and I don't know what to do with it. I didn't. So I got to do it again because I want that exact stuff, So I give a general tour. We talk about, I have all the pictures all blowing up of the fight, and they're 3 foot by 2 foot pictures.
He wants to know when you're going to publish a book.
I've been asked about that. I did one on antiques and collectibles, but I haven't done this one yet. We've had, they were writing one on Muldoon, and
Sleepy.
And just before they posted it, they did an interview with me, and I sell that book. And the whole last chapter is about it. Look at that. Take Jeff's microphone away, and we are in trouble, Josh.
You should write a book, man.
Yeah, thanks.
You should do like maybe like a, what is it called? Obviously not a biography, but like a
Well, Josh, I mentioned this briefly to you before. My boy will take over when I'm done or can't do it any longer. But I have never had the entire tour filmed. We need to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had ESPN there. I've had the History Channel, Disney Tokyo. Oh my God, Rolling Stone magazine, and they've all done articles, but we've never actually taped the whole thing, and that's just something I got to do. And I've offered to a bunch.
I agree.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I've offered.
Let's get it done. Let's get it done.
And now I'm thinking. Now I'm playing with the idea of that Friday morning. Should I have like a media day, and just go through and give just the media a tour? Or a press conference or something. It all depends if I get things ready to go or not.
Don't overexert yourself, though, Scott. You got a busy weekend, man.
I do.
I think dedicating cutoff time specifically for the media, I think they'd appreciate that. Actually, I think that would look well upon you to extend an offer like that.
Well, it's almost selfish too, because then I haven't got to answer the same question 7 times.
Very true.
Yeah, and maybe I'll do that. Because things are coming together okay right now for me. I've got some other major repairs to do to the building. There's some rot that's got to be taken care of, but I think I can get that taken care of.
Well, you can sleep a week after, no problem.
Yeah. Well,
You got a mausoleum, and hopefully, you can just stay there.
I'll go down to Florida. I'll go down to Florida and spend a week down there.
Hey, we're gonna have that shot in the mausoleum.
Yeah,
we're gonna have that.
Yeah,
we're gonna have that.
Yeah. I want you guys to come out. I'll show you the mausoleum. We'll have something there. We'll have a shot, and that way, when I'm dead and gone, you can say, "Hey, I remember having a shot with Scott there."
I don't know if I want to admit that.
right here in this very spot, right here.
Right here. Some people think that's morbid, but people don't know. What people don't know is that my father was an undertaker, and I lived I lived that entire life. And I make fun. I will look. I'll take somebody down there and show them. And I'll say, "Look at that little bitty stone over there. That's kind of crooked, and you can't read anything on it. It's about 1 foot by 10 inches. And it represents the guy's entire life." Yeah. He left that up to his family to take care of for him. I'm doing mine myself.
Let's have Scott say, "Oh yeah." No. I don't think. No. He's no pallbearer.
I think I probably bored your people enough, Josh.
Absolutely, I agree.
No, not. I'll tell you what. I love this
great.
shit.
No,
I love all the historical.
It's
stuff.
been great. Plus, it's also been very helpful for anybody who plans to attend it, and for those who are watching who may not even thought about attending it. Now they see all the festivities that are planned between Friday and Saturday. Shit.
Yep. You see, we got two life-size marble statues out in front too.
I'm stealing one of those, by the way, Scott.
Sullivan and Muldoon. Yeah.
I want one of those.
Wait, right over there. There's a spot over there for Houston. Right back there.
There's a spot for Houston. Right back there. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, Scott, I was gonna say if Scott could give a tour of the room that me and I
think. Oh, I can't because my son Drew, my youngest.
Oh, the camera's set up yet? Camera.
No, my youngest son Drew, he's 24, just got a contract out of Hollywood to be a voice actor, and he's up there recording. He got three auditions to do. One's Count Chocula, one's Visa, one is
he got a visa already.
One is
Jesus
Raceway or something like that. But he's recording his auditions for them, but they
that's still impressive.
And then he's
Visa pays.
And then he's looking at they called him up and said, "Hey, do you do I don't know, what do you call it when you're a real actor, on TV or whatever?" He said, yeah, I do that. And they said, "Well, there's this we're looking for somebody in the show Blacklist." You ever watch Blacklist?
Yeah, I know of it. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll know Friday if he's got a part there or not.
Wow.
So that's kind of cool.
That is cool. Congratulations. I mean, he's
good for
really
him.
Neat.
Hey, it's a start. That's an impressive start. Not everybody gets a start that impressive into the world of voiceover acting.
Yeah. Well,
it's promising.
He went to school to be an actor, but he has an eyesight problem, so he can't really. So when he goes from dark to light, he loses a lot.
Then he was made for the studio.
So then he decided to say, wait a minute, how about this voice acting? And so he loves it. Yeah, he's a good kid. Good kid.
Cool.
You'll meet him, Josh.
That's awesome, man.
Yep.
Awesome.
Just to let you know, for Christmas last year, I bought him blue spiked shoes. His color will be blue. I'm red.
Okay. Blue. Does he have one with Houston's face on it too?
No.
Right.
No. My question though, but I can't. I promise. The white flag is up. The white flag is up. I can't say it.
Okay. All right.
I can't say it.
All right.
But once somebody, just between you and me, Josh.
Yep.
Once somebody outdoes Houston in bow ties, well, what do you go to next? Belts?
Never.
He got his ass kicked in shoes.
Never happen.
He got his ass kicked in shoes.
I didn't get my ass kicked in shit.
Now I get kicked in bow ties. Where's he going now?
I'm a gentleman here. I'm a gentleman here. Okay. I don't have to play down to. Excuse me. A gentleman's talking right now. Okay. I'm a gentleman here. And
Damn.
I'm not the kind of person
Stop
to
it.
buy, secondhand clothing and secondhand shoes. You're that kind of man. So we all know once again that's where it's coming from.
I got you a gift certificate to Salvation Army for Christmas last year.
I have no idea where that would even be.
Hey, I buy secondhand shit. I have no problem with it.
Of course,
I don't care.
Yeah, of
Where I
course
get all
not.
my clothes from.
Well, of course not. You're
Damn it.
poor.
That's where I get all mine from. Got to watch our pennies.
Well, ham and eggers do that. I'm better than that.
I like ham and eggs, by the way.
Speaking of that, how's the budget going?
It's going good. We had to make a couple hirings. We had some production. We had to increase production. But it's and I don't know if you heard, but I actually made Jeff in charge of because he was complaining a little bit about his position in the company and all that. I actually gave Jeff a position. He's the head of the billing department now.
He is.
Yes, he is.
Wow. Does he write? Oh, it looks like he writes 11 bills so far.
Yeah, so when the bills come in, he takes care of it. Now, I've already gotten a couple complaints. He's only been doing it for a week, so I'm not sure. I don't want to air dirty laundry.
Right.
But,
who's paying for you guys' room in my house?
Well,
all right, that's it. That's it. I fucking had it.
Success. We did it.
Fuck you.
We did it, Josh. We pulled it off, baby. Oh my God. Man, we're good. We're real good. We just had to go to the bathroom.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Houston has left the building. Left.
And we aren't even trying, Josh. That's
you don't even trying, Josh.
Jeff, your ceiling looks dirty. You need to clean that, man.
My seat looks fine. There's nothing wrong with my seat.
No, your ceiling. Like some cobwebs or something. What is
Put your
that?
pants back on.
My pants are on just fine. Oh, God.
See, you can't keep away from the mic. We both know that.
But no, I'm looking forward to staying at Casa de Burt.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, as long as Jeff okays it.
Yeah.
If Jeff okays it, then we got a room there.
After that shit right there, that is a big fat negatory.
It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna enjoy myself at Casa de Burt.
That is a big fat negatory. I don't think so.
I tell you what. We don't have to push the beds together.
Whoa, that's a big offering.
All right, we're at
time to close it up.
No, we are at 1 hour and 23 minutes, which is 1 hour and 20 minutes way too past Scott Burt's bedtime. So I think this is where we get back to talking about things that actually matter now.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Of course, brother, man. I love you, man.
I love you too.
You know it's all in good fun.
It's fun.
It's all in good fun. But you got to admit it, though, Scott. We sell it pretty damn good.
We do. Our biggest compliment is when the fans go, or the viewers go,
are they serious?
Are they really mad at each other?
Are they serious? No. You've gotten very good. I mean, you've actually learned how to act. It's amazing.
He thinks I'm acting, Josh.
See? Hey. The best character is the one who believes it.
That's right.
Trust me,
right, guys.
I know. I have to force myself every week. Trust me.
Yeah, Josh, you got it so bad.
Thanks for the time. I'm glad I could give ideas of what's going on in Belfast. And really, guys, I can't wait to show you. Jeff has seen it. Josh,
I can't wait, man.
You're just gonna.
No, you're gonna have fun. You're gonna have fun, Josh.
It's really, everything is within 3 blocks. You just walk around the circle. And it's
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Oh, do you drink, Josh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm a little picky, but yeah, I drink. I mean,
you're invited to get up in the Rocky ring too and dance around.
Okay.
Hey, I got to do the introductions in the Rocky ring in 2019. I did the Apollo and Rocky introductions. Yeah. Remember? Yeah, that was fun.
And we have some really, really, really cool items to sell for fundraisers or to raffle.
Oh, are we gonna have that boxer again there again? What was his name? That we did the video on.
No, Billy couldn't make it this time.
Billy, what was his last? Remind me.
Backus.
Billy Backus. That's right. Billy was there, and we watched that documentary. Yeah.
World champion.
Yes.
I got a pair of Ric Flair signed boots.
Oh
yeah.
I
got some football stuff that's really cool too, just for the hell of it.
That means that I might have to bring out a little nature boy.
Yeah. I got autographed football helmets.
Nice.
I got, oh my God, all kinds of cool stuff.
Well, you're an auctioneer, so you definitely, yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'll sign off and let you continue on with your show.
Thank you.
Love you both. Take care.
Bye.
Peace out, Scott. We'll see you around.
Bye.
Oh, I like that perspective. Ooh, there you go, man. You're not even on. Oh, thank the Christ. Thank the Lord we got, man. I'm going to tell you, man, I just feel like I took a huge dump. I feel so much better now that that's gone. Oh, you know that feeling when you take a huge fucking crap and I know a weight has been lifted off of your ass. Oh, God, that's so much better. That's so much better, man.
Ooh.
I know. But like, again, in all seriousness, we absolutely go tooth and nail on each other. But for the most part, Scott is doing so much for the community. I mean, if there's anybody that's giving
for the most part,
I can't give it all. No, I can't. No, I can. I would have to say that Scott is probably one of the most generous individuals in the history of Belfast. He's given that city so much. And, there are so many people that are on board with him to make the Police Gazette offices what they are, known worldwide, and what the Bare Knuckle Boxing Hall of Fame is. And when you trud those boards in the training barns, man, it's like a time machine. And it's like you literally got into a DeLorean. And here you are. Here you are scratching your head.
Genuinely, I really can't wait. I'm excited, man.
It is. And the small town, this is beyond small town charm. This is beyond small town because usually small towns have a stoplight. Belfast does not. You drive right through. It's literally welcome to Belfast. 2 minutes later, thanks for visiting Belfast. It is, but there's a lot of charm to it. Plus, also, you're going to miss out on the festivities. You seriously need to get that extra day and stay on Sunday, man. It's totally worth it.
There's not much.
Well, you can. You just won't. So that's all right.
I guess technically I could.
Yeah, you can, and you can. Don't tell me that you can't. I hate that word. Fucking can't. Yes, you can. You just won't. I'm already
taking off 4 days.
Great. Take off another one. And that, because you're going to miss out some of the best fun out of the whole damn trip.
I mean, maybe, but I'm pretty confident it'll Thursday through Sunday morning.
No, I know that's still a long time, but trust me, it's the stuff after where, a lot of stuff is ceremonial. So therefore a lot of people are like, on their guard, but once that's passed, everybody feels just that much more relaxed. And a lot of people are probably, hungover and such because, they definitely get their drink on after the celebration. So Sunday, you're just going to see stuff that you would normally see anywhere else. And it's definitely worth it. I think it is. I think that's why I'm staying till Monday. And I'm braving the airports for fucking Memorial Day. Jesus.
That's right.
Yeah. Even though that right there, Memorial Day, biggest barbecue day outside of the 4th of July.
But Memorial Day isn't really a travel day, though, right? I mean, most people just kind of cook out at their house.
It's a barbecue day. It's a barbecue day. Yeah. Yeah, it's a barbecue day. So, well, it depends. There's always people. There's enough people in this world.
I don't think the interstate's going to be extra crowded on Memorial.
No. It's a very easy drive from Buffalo to Belfast. Very, very easy. Very pretty too. Very pretty too. One thing that's interesting about the drive to Belfast that I found interesting, and maybe it's an East Coast thing. I don't know, but there are certain little cities that you pass through where there are cemeteries that are lining like the streets. There are like gravestones like along the side of the street, not pushed back, but literally like on the edge of the grass in the road. And I just find that fascinating because I'm like, usually you have to, a cemetery is kind of pushed back from the road, or you have to go back into wherever it is that the cemetery is. But some of these are like right next to the road. And I just find that fascinating. I've never seen that before anywhere. And I've been all over the United States. There's a few places that I've seen that's very similar to that, but having that right there on the edge is cool. Plus also, if Scott can break away, I'd definitely like to take a quick trip up to Amish country around there, show you around there, man.
I've been through, well, he's on the, I've been through like the like
have you done the
Pennsylvania?
I was saying you've done the Pennsylvania Dutch stuff, right?
I've driven right through that.
Man, that's like going back in time. Ooh, man. Horse-drawn carriages. Horse-drawn carriages, barns coming up, butter's churned, and grandma's beard is even longer than it was the day before.
Oh my God.
That's pretty bad. But you know what? They're hardworking people. They're hardworking people. They will always work harder than we will because they're not spoiled by the modern conveniences of today.
You go to like, especially pretty much from like, I don't know, like Maryland up through parts of New York and Pennsylvania, stuff like that. You'll find these fucking like Amish outlets or like these Amish restaurants and let me tell you what, man. Amish people make some killer fucking food.
Oh yeah,
it is so good. Like because everything is fresh. Like they literally make everything.
Well, they don't believe in processed food.
Like I bought like
they pretty much make everything from scratch. Everything.
I bought like a fucking sub or sandwich or something from this place, and like literally like the bread was fresh, the cheese was fresh, the condiments, like it was like real like fresh mayonnaise. I'm like, who the fuck does this?
Well, the Dutch. The Dutch do. The Dutch make Pennsylvania Dutch country. The Dutch make fresh mayonnaise. That's what they're known for.
But I don't know, man. I'm pretty pumped. I know we got next week, and then we got 50, and yeah,
that's going to be fun. But let me sidetrack for a second and talk to our loyal boxing fans out there and talk about the most attended pro boxing event in United States history that took place just this past weekend with Canelo Alvarez and Billy Joe Saunders at the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, just outside of Dallas. 72,000 plus. It is now officially the highest attended live boxing event in United States history, which isn't surprising because Canelo is ridiculous in Texas. I hosted the undercard for the Canelo and Austin Trout fight back in 2013 at the Alamo Dome. And mind you, this was 8 years ago. And Canelo was still crazy popular because Golden Boy Promotions was pushing him like crazy to be, they were hoping that he'd be the next Julio Cesar Chavez, which he's definitely making more money than him. That's for sure. Right. But this was back in 2013, and there were 45,000 people at the Alamo Dome for Canelo. Canelo brings a massive draw, and I'm just waiting for them to really do a big event with, in fact, if he's going to do, he's got one more fight in order to unify the super middleweight championship. I forget the name of the boxer who has the one title that's eluding him from becoming the overall lineal champion. But that needs to take place, in my opinion, in Guadalajara. That needs to happen in his home state of Jalisco at like a soccer arena, because you could do like 110, 120,000 people there. Easy for Canelo, especially in his home state, his hometown, Guadalajara. He could totally, just tear it up there. So I'm hoping that they can put something like that together in Mexico. I mean, honestly, that for him to get the overall championship, that would make sense. But then again, they might do Las Vegas. They might go back to AT&T Stadium because he's crazy popular here. There's a myriad of chances. Yeah, I know that is interesting. But the reason why Conor is in Forbes is, of course, because of Proper 12. The main reason is because of Proper 12. He's now officially made more money off of Proper 12 than he has fighting.
Oh, yeah, because Forbes is money, not necessarily like it's not anything to do with like talent or
no. They're looking at overall
success,
dollars and cents.
Overall success.
They're looking at professional dollars and cents. And as of right now, Conor's got him beat because of Proper 12. If it wasn't Proper 12, now I know that they have him as the number one earning athlete as of right now. But the only reason that he's the number one earning athlete is because Mayweather's not fighting. Mayweather will crush whoever gets on that list, and everybody knows it. Mayweather's going to probably make more off of this upcoming fight that he has in June, which is going to be at the Hard Rock Stadium. That's going to be ridiculous. And people saying, "Oh, well, Logan's got a puncher's chance." No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. You have got yourself a cocky amateur going up against the greatest defensive fighter in the history of professional boxing, the best. This man knows how to keep you the fuck away. He knows how to stay away. And not only that, folks, Mayweather, say what you will about him, I don't give a fuck. He is the most disciplined fighter that has ever existed. Now, he may have had his share of trouble personally, domestically, whatever, but nothing shook him out of his tree when training was taking place. Nothing fazed him. Nothing caused him to pull focus. Never once. So that is why Logan doesn't. That's why I don't care which Logan it is. They don't stand a chance. Even the fact that Mayweather is my age. What is he? 43, 44 now? He's like 43, 44.
40, yeah, because he was turning 40 at the Conor fight. So how long has that been?
That's been 3 years already. So he's my age. Yeah, he's my age. Okay, so he's my age, and he's still going to run circles around him because he is a premier athlete. He is the premier athlete. And everybody gets so pissed off. Josh, a lot of people got pissed off about Mayweather at one point because all he did was become the defensive fighter, because a lot of people remember him in his younger years, that he was definitely an offensive fighter, but he got smart. He got smart people. He became the defensive fighter. He found a way to keep you at bay. Are his fights the most exciting? Oh, fuck no, not at all. But are they the most profitable? Without doubt.
100%.
Without question. Nobody draws. There's a reason that Floyd's nickname is Money, and a very good reason, because he knows how to draw it, he knows how to make it, and he knows how to keep it, which a lot of fighters don't know how to do that.
He was afraid. He embraced the heel gimmick, right? Like it's a lot of people want to be, a lot of athletes. I don't know if
it's the heel gimmick, but it's the disciplined baller gimmick.
Well, in the sense of
Conor was the heel. Conor was the heel in that. Without question.
When I say that, I mean in the sense of Conor, too, but in the sense of a lot of people buy a Mayweather fight just to see if Mayweather gets beat.
Oh yeah,
right? Like it's like they know that even though his style has changed and it's not going to be the most exciting fight, but people buy it because they're like,
because they want a what
like,
if.
Everybody knows this fight with Logan Paul is probably bullshit, but
what if?
What if that 0.00001% chance
comes
and
to
Logan
fruition?
Paul sleeps him?
Yep.
That's going to be the fucking talk of the sports world for
no, for the next 15 years. For the next 15 years.
No matter how big of a joke it was, no matter how many pounds Logan Paul is going to have,
he still won. I'm gonna tell you, you know what it'd be like? It's like when Taker lost his streak. People are just gonna be there with their fucking jaws dropped. Fucking, seriously, man, fucking Logan's manager is going to be like Paul Heyman. Oh my God, you did it. No,
it's gonna be something.
No. If of course it will, and it'll just be the talk of it. And honestly, will Floyd give a shit? No, Floyd is going back to his, excessive wealth that is never going to dwindle.
No, he won't give a shit because it doesn't affect his record. It's an exhibition,
Exactly.
It doesn't affect the 50-0. So,
well, it will because it'll be a loss because I
guess in the public. In the realm of public opinion, public eye, it'll be a loss. But I don't think the amount of money that he's going to be walking away with,
and that's the only reason. At this point, he's saying, you know what? Why would I walk away from $200 million? Why would I? Why would anybody walk away from? You'd have to be a fucking moron to walk away from $200 million. If somebody came to me and said, Jeff, let's go ahead and let's try a Rocky approach. You're a nobody. You've never fought. Will you get in there and get your ass kicked and go to the hospital for $200 million against Floyd Mayweather? With pleasure. I will wear a fucking dress in the ring if I have to for $200 million. I will do whatever is necessary for that. I don't give a fuck if the end involves him with some kind of a strap on. Something, man, $200 million is a lot of money to get a lot of deprogramming and therapy out of the way.
As sick as this might sound, I think I agree with you on that.
Well, of course you do. It's $200 fucking million.
I think that I would be able to forget it pretty quick.
Well, of course you would be. I certainly would. I'd be on my fucking beach house in fucking Belize, man. Just banging beaver and drinking drinks.
Sipping on Mai Tais.
No. Fuck that noise, man. I got my mojitos. On.
What about Mayweather?
But no, not so much. Not about Mayweather, but getting back to the fight with.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I did. New York Tutors. I thought you heard.
You heard right.
Yes, you did. Getting back to the fight, though, a lot of people were saying Billy Joe Saunders, he should have gone on and such. And then they come out with the 3D scan of the X-ray, which was brutal.
He broke his face in like 4 places or something,
four
right?
different fucking places. And there were people that were saying, oh, he could have gone on. But of course, these are people who have never sustained an orbital bone fracture.
Yeah.
Banging beaver and drinking drinks. I should have said in Belize, banging beaver and frozen cocktails, because drinking drinks is derivative.
Banging beaver.
It's too derivative for drinking drinks. So I'd say banging beaver and frozen cocktails.
Banging beaver and frozen cocktails.
Hey, that sounds pretty good to me, man. But it was a. I forget if it was. I think it was a corner stop. I think it was a corner stoppage because I know Billy wanted to go on. It was a corner stoppage in round number 8, and that just shows how fucking strong fucking Canelo is. So goddamn strong, man. Four fucking fractures around the orbital bone, and they weren't just fractured; they were shattered. They were fucking shattered.
No,
man.
he was fucked, and I can only imagine. I could only imagine the pain he must have been in.
Oh God,
it's just getting sexy in here. I don't know about that, but I can only fucking imagine. Yeah, like I remember the next day too. Like everybody was trying to compare, like, how dude was like a pussy or something for stopping the fight or not continuing, and I'm like.
You go ahead and get
man.
You get an orbital bone fracture, and you see how tough of a motherfucker you are. Especially the orbital bone fracture. It didn't look like much at the time, but once we got that 3D X-ray in there, totally different.
Now they feel stupid, or at least I hope. Stupid.
Well, I hope they feel fucking stupid because they should be. They should feel fucking stupid for that. Absolutely, man. Come on. You don't know what these guys are going through. I mean, even if you are a boxer, even if you may understand it to a degree, but fighting at that level and having an injury that serious, Come on, you got to think about life outside of the ring. When you got something that fucking serious, man, completely changes everything around it. Now, sometimes in bare knuckle, you will see an injury. It's easy to say that they could have that they could keep fighting from what you see.
Of course.
But one thing that I've learned over my tenure of all these all these fucking combat sports, the one thing that I can say is that wait until the 3D rendering of the X-ray. Wait till that gets published, and then you can, because a lot of them will do it, especially if something was a little controversial. Maybe that there are a lot of people that were saying this fight was stopped prematurely, it was stopped too early. We'll take a look sometimes at those 3D X-rays, and then you feel fucking stupid about it because you're like, shit, I didn't see that. Of course not. Of course you didn't see it. Sometimes you see a cut that doesn't look like it's too much of a cut, and then afterwards on social media, it's like fucking Grand Canyon. It's like Grand fucking Canyon.
I was to say, I mean, that's what happened. What fight was it? A couple bare knuckle fights ago, a couple BKFC fights ago. Who was it? It ended up being like half its fucking nose was fucked up or something.
Oh, right.
Who was that?
Right.
But on camera, like on our the TV end, it didn't look like anything.
No,
like
but it was fucking sliced all the way through.
Right.
Yeah.
And like on the was that Noah Cutter? Was that Noah Cutter? Maybe.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes,
and
it was.
like watching it on pay-per-view.
Didn't look like much.
It didn't look like much. That's why everybody was like, "What the fuck?"
But then when he did the video where he's pushing the nose back and you can see the bone and cartilage, you're like, "Oh fuck!"
Once I saw the aftermath, I was like, "Oh."
The nose though and stuff like that. Here's the thing. A lot of fighters will probably look at nose and lip injuries, especially Lorenzo Hunt. Lorenzo's the kind of guy who could have absolutely fought through that with zero issue, because the way that Lorenzo's looking at it is that the lip may be torn, but there's no blood flowing into the eye to impede your vision.
Against Gustavo. Fight against Gustavo.
Exactly. There was no reason. Was it good? No, it wasn't Gustavo. What was it? Was it Gustavo or was it?
You talking about the fight where it got stopped and his lip was Lorenzo's lip was up? Yeah, it was against Gustavo.
That was Gustavo Trujillo. Okay. So that was Gustavo.
Yeah.
So that I don't think would have had any kind of major bearing on the fight for it to stop, because, like I said, there was no impeded vision, and I think that could have probably gone longer, even though, unfortunately, when something like, but there's something else about this. There's something else about an injury like this. It's a big fucking bullseye throughout the rest of the goddamn fight that there's no way you're going to ignore. There's no way that you're going to ignore a torn lip and not go after that with a vengeance. It could have gotten worse. So it's a catch-22 is what it is.
It's a gamble, because maybe he pushes through it and starches fucking Gustavo, or like you said, it's a bullseye at that point, and Gustavo just jabbed right in that fucking lip.
Oh, and just take that all the way up to the nostril. Just
take it all the way up. On a side note, Gustavo, that's one fucking guy who I wish stuck around bare knuckle selfishly and not went to Bellator. I mean, I hope he's successful, but that dude was fucking. He just had savagery in him.
Oh, dude, Gustavo is just badass and a half every day of the week. I love it.
Yeah,
and it's a shame that there are so many of these fighters that think that the pastures are greener on the other side when they really haven't had an opportunity. But of course, when you got someone like UFC and Bellator that are offering you fights and they're more consistent than BKFC is as of right now, and we can't compete with their consistency because obviously of tenure. So there it is with that.
Right.
But being an ambassador for the sport, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the ones who are willing to stick through this, to take a look and say, something, the grass is greener because the opportunities I'm going to have are going to be better on this side, because I have an opportunity, and definitely have a better opportunity, at becoming a world champion here.
Right.
And I also have a chance of becoming first. And that's always fun. Fighters always love to be an inaugural champion at anything. at anything. So whoever grabs that first belt, as we start to see the division championships introduced, it's going to be real interesting, man. It's going to be real fucking interesting, man. I mean, like with the Yuli Diaz fight and the Thiago Alves fight, dude, that's going to be a barn burner. That's going to be a fucking barn burner, man. Both of these guys fucking tough as nails. Both of them, Miami proud. I mean, I think Thiago's more Coconut Creek, but like I said, Yuli Diaz,
South Florida.
It's still South Florida, but Yuli Diaz is like a Miami staple. I mean, fuck Will Smith. Welcome to Miami. It should be Yuli Diaz. Yuli Diaz is the embodiment, the physical embodiment of what Miami's all about.
I'm gonna tell you something. When
305 live all the way.
I know this is broken record, and I've shared this before, but in Miami, I was at the card, where he knocked out the dude in like 3 seconds. Man, oh fucking man, the crowd. It was
I think the fighter's name was Benedetti, right?
Yeah. Yep. And I apologize. I kind of just had a brain fart there, but being there, and as soon as it happened and he knocked the guy down and the ref, that was it. The fight was over. Now, mind you, this venue, it wasn't very big. It was packed now, don't get me wrong. It was packed to the fucking brim for what it was.
With Yuli's people. With Yuli's fucking people. He was the draw there.
When he fucking knocked that dude out.
It was brutal.
It just blew the fucking roof off the place.
God, man.
It really did. It was insane.
And then when I announced the fastest knockout in combat sports history, it lifted even more than that, which is what he wanted. That's exactly what he wanted. He had a plan to get the fastest knockout in combat sports. He had talked about it previously. He was talking about it with Susan Singari, how he wanted to get the fastest knockout ever. Now that he has it, I kind of fucked up there, because with Benedetti, I actually announced his wrong city and state when I introduced him, because if you watch the video, I said where he was from, and he's shaking his head. No, that's not where I'm from. And inside I'm saying, oh my God, I fucked up so bad. So you know what I did before he left? Not shortly after, it was in between either the next fight or the fight after. I actually got on Facebook Messenger and offered him a heartfelt apology for that.
Okay.
Because I wanted to make sure that I apologized for that flub before he left the building. Because I wanted to let him know that, that was your time. You put your ass on the line. Doesn't matter whether it's 3 seconds. Doesn't matter whether it's 5 minutes.
Sure.
It doesn't matter.
Sure.
You went out there, and I fucked up on that. I apologize. And he was just so humbled by saying, I can't believe that you apologized now before I even leave the building. And I'm like, well, I said, I have to. I said, because, it's my mistake, and I'm going to own it every single day. I want to let you know that I sincerely apologize for that. And he was just so incredibly humbled. And that's what I do for the fighters. I feel that I have that responsibility. If I fuck up anything, thank God that we have Facebook Messenger these days, because I'm able to go ahead and issue that apology right away, as I absolutely should. I fucked it up. I apologize for that. He accepted the apology. I felt a lot better moving forward in the show about that. So yeah,
you send me weird pictures in between fights. I don't understand what you're doing, but
yeah, right.
That's got to stop too.
Yeah. Well,
that's inappropriate.
Yeah, it's not true at all, fans. He's just looking for some bullshit comic relief in between, because here I am giving something seriously, and he's pulling a Scott Burt.
I'm constantly texting, wow, LOL, aren't you working? ? And he just keeps sending me pictures.
Folks,
you can actually see him on the, in between fights. You see him over there, and that's me that he's sending to. So all
right, at 1 hour and 54 minutes, into this broadcast, you are hearing a pathological liar in the form of Joshua First, because what he is saying right now is not happening. No, you don't. No, you don't. You do not. You have doctored up photos that you and Scott Burt have probably, devised up somehow. But anyway, Yuli Diaz getting that opportunity against Thiago Alves, I think it's going to be awesome. I think that's going to be one of that's very well could be the fight of the night coming up in June. We still don't have. We're not.
That's tough to say, man, because
I know. We've got Joey Beltran and Sam Shoemaker. I mean,
Hector Lombard,
Joe Riggs, and
Luis and Tyler.
Luis and Tyler. I mean, there's just so many good fights. There's so many fight of the night candidates, and it's also our first time that we've ever had 4 titles in one night on the line. Seriously, man, it's crazy. We thought that Knuckle Mania was as big as it gets, man. Apparently, we're shooting for the stars every time thereafter. And I believe, I don't know if this is going to be a pay-per-view event or if this is going to be a BKTV app event. I'm not 100% sure as of yet. I know that, I believe Dave is going to be releasing information pretty soon on the specific date and the specific venue in June. I do believe it's going to be later June as of right now. And then, of course, we've got...
Do you have info on that?
I have... Rumor Mill. I have Rumor Mill stuff, and I am not going to talk about Rumor Mill just yet. So
all right.
I will let the Rumor Mill spin on social media. I'll let that spin on social media, but we are going to be having some dates coming up. We are going to be having some locations coming up. It's real exciting stuff.
I did hear July. They're talking about Tampa in July. I heard about that.
Well, Florida is just the right place to go.
It's a hotbed, man.
It's a hotbed, and it's also a little bit more loose with its COVID restrictions as opposed to other states. There are still other states that just aren't ready.
Fuck it. And what did Dana was talking about that? You know, right after they did that Jacksonville card, he's like, fuck it. If I have to, he's like, I'll run every town in Florida. He's like, I'll run Florida every week if I have to.
Yep.
Because and I bet you he could. I bet you he couldn't get away with it.
You're telling me that people wouldn't bend over backwards anywhere in Florida to get a weekly show in this city and that city? Because you've got your multitudes of UFC on ESPN2, and then of course you've got your every other month pay-per-view. Or are they doing every month? Are they doing every month now as far as the pay-per-views?
It's kind of spread out. Like, I don't know. Like, so I mean.
Like they'll do like at the beginning of the month, and then they'll do the next month like at the end.
I don't know if there's any rhyme to the reason. It's just however.
It's hard to have rhyme to the It's hard to have rhyme to the reason in these circumstances. That's
because there's a pay-per-view this weekend. It's the one in Houston, and it's a pay-per-view. And we just had a pay-per-view like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
If it's in Houston, then it's going to be at the Toyota Center.
Yeah, I don't. It's the Charles Oliveira and wow, the dude from fucking Bellator, Chandler.
Michael Chandler.
Michael Chandler. Which fuck, he looked good against fucking Hooker.
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see, dealing with somebody like Oliveira. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think he gets it done.
What do you think about Dan Hardy taking a hike? I mean, does anybody really care?
I don't.
I mean, what could he really do for bare knuckle? I mean, he's a name and everything like that. Even though that the bullshit that went down at that UFC between him and Herb Dean. I mean, I'm on Herb Dean's side. I think that what Dan 100%. What Dan Hardy did,
it was unprofessional.
Not only was it unprofessional, it was dangerous for the athletes. It was dangerous for the athletes because he wasn't in any respected corner. Okay. He was supposed to be commentating. He was supposed to be in this position. He wasn't supposed to be literally taking off his headset and say, stop the fight. He's not in that position he's not in that position to do so. That's not, you have to remain objective. You have to be an impartial party when it comes to something like that. And he was acting like he was in this dude's corner from afar. And that's fucking dangerous.
You know who got released and is just kind of floating around, and I'm wondering where he ends up? Is Mike Goldberg. He's not with Bellator anymore.
I still don't get that. Mike's just been having issues from place to place, and you never know where he's going to turn up. He's such a consummate professional. He really, really is. I mean, he got the Raw deal from UFC. I really thought that he was going to end up becoming a staple in Bellator.
Well, I know from what and again, it's just clear. It's just what reporters put on. So I don't know if it's the truth,
I bet he regrets that NFL flub now. That's for damn sure.
Well, I remember, when they got rid of him, they didn't renew his contract for UFC. it wasn't necessarily a UFC decision as much as it was
a network decision.
Right, and whoever was, because they had changed production companies or something, so they just didn't want. I don't think they care much for
what
Goldberg.
It is. That's usually what it is. It's usually a network, because how commentators and ring announcers, you know how we truly get power? How we truly get power is when we get the networks on our side. Is when you're working for an organization that's backed by a TV network, and that network is your biggest fucking fan. That's where you get the power, because the promoters, no matter what happens, they're not going to jeopardize a network deal over on-air talent, no matter what. They're not going to fuck that. They're not going to fuck that up unless the on-air talent's just being straight up drunk, belligerent, or just, not giving a fuck and not doing their job. But that's how you get power. And I'm talking to all the announcers and the commentators out there. That's how you get over as a ring announcer, and you get that power that you're looking for, is that you get the networks on your side. You get the networks on your side, dude. You got it made in the shade.
It'll be interesting. I'm curious to hear, see where he ends up. I wonder, or maybe once he's done. I mean, he's been in the business a long time,
20 plus years.
Maybe he's gonna fucking ride off into the sunset. I don't know.
I mean, I still think that there's opportunities for him out there.
Of course there is. There has to be.
I don't believe he'd be a good fit for Bare Knuckle.
No.
No, I believe that who we have right now is a perfect fit. Sean Wheelock, the consummate professional, Chris Lytle, dude.
It's a good team. They make a good team,
and they're getting better all the time. I mean, Sean, like I said, Sean is one of those guys who doesn't get better because he is better. Okay, he doesn't have to get better because he is that damn good. But Chris improves every single performance, every single show. You see Chris doing something, and now they've got him doing all kinds of video packages. What's the name of that little package that they do? Where is it Keys to Victory?
Yeah.
Now they've got him on the Keys to Victory, to where he's literally talking fight language on what it's going to take. Technically, he's going through the techniques, he's going through the technicality of the fighters, the keys to success in the ring, and seeing as how that he's 3-0 as a bare knuckle fighter. I think that he'd be a good voice of reason for that, don't you?
I've watched. I've enjoyed, I'll watch them work, when I get to an event, and just watch, Wheelock and Chris, and just watch them do their thing. They've built that chemistry now, and that's what people want to see. They want to see that chemistry right there. All right, man, we are now past 2 hours, and I am just done right now. It's amazing. I normally don't tap out, but tonight I'm definitely tapping out at a little after 2 hours. For those of you who tuned in to episode number 48, which is 48, not Cuatro Ocho, what do you say?
Cuatro Ocho. ESPN 8. Cuatro Ocho. The Ocho. Yes. Guys, thank you so much for checking us out again. Episode number 48, T-2 episodes away from the big 5-0 at the William Muldoon and John L. Sullivan training barns in Belfast, New York. It's going to be a historical broadcast. We're going to have so many people on. We got them lined up. You guys are going to be able, we're going to probably show you a little bit around the barn. It's not going to be the full-on tour, but we will be emanating from the training barns during the Bare Knuckle Boxing Hall of Fame weekend. So definitely check that out. But we appreciate everyone and anyone who tunes into our nightmare where the water is extremely warm of Loudmouth Fisticuffs. So this time out, I think I'm going to do the outro, because this guy over here, this guy over there, this guy here, because I'm on this side now, so I got to go that way. So for Mr. Joshua Furs, I'm Mr. Live Worldwide, Jeff Houston. Thank you for joining us on episode number 48, and we will see you guys either in the cage, the squared circle, the ring, the street. It doesn't matter. Hope you have a good